Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu by the train tracks.
Well, if you're going to start it, you got to finish it, all right? I don't know why.
Hey, we're introing.
We're not bull man. If you're going to do the intro, you better do the intro. You know what I'm saying?
Are we recording everything now?
Every goddamn thing.
Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Tracks. I'm James Williams. This is Jeffrey F. Spain, here bringing you the hottest news on the streets from the Jiu-Jitsu tracks. What's up, Reggie?
Hey, man, y'all bring the realness. Yeah, people enjoyed that one. They either enjoyed it or were just super horrified.
Yeah, it was one or the other.
So I got the headphones on to completion.
I see.
Yeah, one on each ear. You know, you guys are used to seeing just the one little, because I like to stay connected to the real world from time to time. But when you cover up both ears, you're in a different dimension, man. Mm-hmm. I'm in an alternate reality right now.
I feel like the only thing you're hearing is my voice very, very clearly.
Yeah, it's either you or Morgan Freeman. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's deep black man's voice. I mean, there's nothing more soothing than that, right? So.
I don't know what Paul Mooney was thinking when he brought that boy out that house. It was a strange day on the Midshire farm. That's my Morgan Freeman imitation.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to work on it some more. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Hey, cut that part out.
He does it better.
He probably does. Morgan Freeman does his voice very well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Who else has a very deep, like
the Allstate guy.
Famously deep-voiced black man. Yeah, Allstate guy, Barry White, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Didn't even think about Barry White.
Vin Rames. Is it Ving Rames?
Vin Rames, yeah.
It's one of those.
I mean, I understand,
we have the meats. like, that's my intro for everything.
Yeah.
We have the meats, and then that's it.
But, you don't hear a lot of deep white dude voices or deep Asian dude voices.
Definitely don't hear deep Asian dude
voices. Deep Asian dude voice. It's always a black guy, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But the high-pitched noise you could get from all fronts, right?
Yeah.
So high-pitched, there's always, little bitch men of all race.
all
races,
God. As you pop your eyebrows, he's talking about you.
Yeah. That's why you need jiu-jitsu. Let's be honest.
It makes your voice deeper.
It makes you
make you a man.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll try to give you some actual valuable information today. I have to stop myself sometimes because not everybody's close with me, so it's like I can't speak as openly as I would with a close friend.
Yeah, you can. It's just just edit it out later. That's all. That's for somebody else to worry about.
Oh, shout out to Chad, White Belt Chad, who came into the seminar. White Belt Austin, great guys, and
Will too.
Will?
Yeah.
Wait, who did I say?
Austin and Chad.
Okay, definitely know Austin was there as a white belt. Yes, our Austin was there. I'm gonna just cut all this out.
Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Tracks.
We're gonna start over, okay? Thank you to everybody who came out to support. It was a good time.
Super good event, man. Spencer is a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice dude.
Probably one of, they've probably got multiple versions of what I would consider myself, where you walk in and it's this dude that people say is a giant and he just feels like a normal guy.
Yeah. And
you look at him and he's super intimidating. But you grab a hold of him, you talk to him, and all of a sudden he's this big teddy bear.
Big motherfucker.
Whole lot of man. He's like
crap.
6'2", 6'3". He's ultra heavy, so I know he's more than 230
Great musician.
30 pounds.
Sings and plays guitar.
Does he really?
Was in a band for a long time. Yeah, beautiful voice.
Really?
Yeah,
man,
beautiful
that is
voice.
Crazy.
So
who is this?
So this is Elizabeth Clay and Kendall Ruesing in the open class black belt NoGi championship finals. Whoa! And Elizabeth Clay scores a rolling arm crush. Looks like she sets it up from closed guard, controlling the opposite arm, that doubles up. And, yeah, that's a...
I love how she just walks away like a superhero. Like, I just crushed Thanos into the ground, and I'm go ahead and take a walk here.
She's a very stoic individual.
Yeah, clearly. Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First of all, it's free. Number 2, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I think the thing that I wanted to address, and I thought about this, is addressing like parents and how their involvement with their kids' jiu-jitsu like class or academy, how that involvement should look. And, you know, I think everybody has different takes. Last couple episodes ago, we had Wesley Reynolds, who is the owner of Vigilance Martial Arts, talking about running a kids program and how he always likes to get the parents involved. So the alternative side to that I see is that sometimes parents are a distraction to their kids, right?
Yeah. So overbearing.
It's different if you guys are playing a game and it's all fun or whatever, but if there's some actual like learning going on, or you know, the interaction between the coaches and the kids.
A lot of it is you don't want to see your kid do something incorrect. Like you saw when the instructor demonstrated how to do the move, and now you see your kid doing it and they're doing it wrong.
Right.
Well, don't feel like you got to correct them. I mean, it takes time to build up that muscle memory. It takes time to break through the wall of understanding versus not understanding. So I don't look for perfection in the little kids. I want them to just first fill out how this feels to move. And then as I can see that you can do it without me having to tweak you anything, then we'll start fine-tuning you to say, okay, now let's talk about twisting your hips this way. Let's talk about pulling this arm from this part instead of the sleeve, or, you know, just being a little more patient to allow them to grow into what the technique is instead of expecting perfection on the first or the third try.
And a lot of parents expect a lot of their children sometimes, and in reality, their children are children, you know? So it's like they're gonna do things wrong way more before they'll do anything right. You know, when we imagine when we were children, right? How much we messed up
it was
growing
like
up.
100 to 1. You're going to do it wrong probably 99 times or 100 times, and then you do it right once.
Yeah.
Whether that right time is the first one or it's the 50th, you're going to do it wrong quite a few times before you get it just right.
And the Gracies, I think we might have talked about this, but you know, I watched their Bully-Proof DVD set that they sell to parents that they can train jiu-jitsu with their kids at home. And I learned a lot of things from that DVD set that I brought into the gym. And one of the things that they talked about was how verbally correcting your children is the wrong approach in a lot of cases. Because even though we're all different style learners, as we're developing, like what style of learning we prefer could change. But kids in general need all types. So being auditory only when you're trying to teach your children something may not work. You're going to have to like get hands-on and physically make them do the things you want them to do, not just by sight, not just by telling them, but by actually using touch to move their arm from one side to the other. And that's like a big part of what we do, especially for the little ones. Like the 5-year-olds, like they have to be
kind of like a little mariachi puppet.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Like we're putting their hand where it belongs, and then we're saying, hey, good job, you know. And then, you know, by the third time, you know, I'll do it like once, twice, and I'll be like, all right, this time it's on your own. Let's see you do it. You know,
I mean, it's kind of like the concept of training wheels.
And if they don't do it, that, like, you know, just because you're trying this doesn't mean it's going to happen the first day you do it, right? Yeah. So, like, just like anything else, getting good at jiu-jitsu or teaching a kid how to, you know, brush his own teeth, it's a process.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be patient with the children. And, you know, it's easy as a parent. You get frustrated because you correlate them not being able to do something properly here with them not being able to do something properly at home. And at home, you may say, no, I want you to do it this way and I want it right. Well, here, we want this to be kind of more of a fun environment where you get to learn and also pick up some skills that'll help you in life. So we don't want to drive anybody's kids away because we're cracking a whip over the top of their head saying knee cuts need to be perfect every single time.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a parent that has a hard time with like getting fired up or something like that when you're watching your child in that environment, then you might need to remove yourself from the classroom setting, and that's okay. Like it's normal to want to be passionate about your kid's performance.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of us look at our kids as this opportunity for somebody to be something that we ourselves wished we could have been. You know, at that age. But you got to remove that kind of thinking, you know, like this child's going to have their own life, their own goals, their own decisions. And, you know, your influence just plays a part in what their journey is going to be, you know. So what kind of influence are you going to give? Is it going to be like brass tacks, hard knuckle, tough love kind of stuff, you know, or is it going to be like more empathetic, more understanding? I think you need a balance of both, really.
Yeah, but, you know, we all go through that moment where it's, I wish I would have known, or I wish my parents would have pushed me to do this, or I wish my parents would have pushed me to do that. And you're always getting this kind of vicious cycle almost that the next kid grows up and does something and they come to this crossroad in their life and they say, man, if my mom would have made me eat healthier when I was younger. Well, I'm sure she probably tried, and you probably were pretty stubborn, and maybe you didn't eat what you wanted, eat what she presented you with. So now you deal with weight issues or whatever it may be. Or, I don't know, maybe your parents tried to get you to be more responsible with your money as you were younger, and as you got older, you have money issues, and now you tell yourself, I wish my parents would have made me manage my money a little better when I was younger. So I think it's like I said, it's this vicious cycle of I wish I could have done better with the time that I had. And some parents, they really want to push their kids to do better now so that it's easier for them later. And sometimes it's at the risk of stepping out on the mat and say, hey, no, put your hand here. All right, I got it. You can go sit down. I'll take care of little Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to mimic your behaviors before anything else. So if you're going to try to teach your kids the right way, you better be acting the right way.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate, I think, is, you know, the example that you set, you know. Or do you have a sedentary lifestyle, or are you active? You know, do you engage in conversation with your kids, or do you just shout orders at them? Yeah. You know, like, you know, this is one shot. You know, you get one chance to mold a child into a human being that is strong, resilient, humble, and can carry all these superhero qualities that you want them to have. Yeah. But you yourself have to seek those things, you know.
I think you get more than one shot, though. I don't think it's as cut and dry as, like, you got to get it right on the first try, because if it were that simple, then, you know, kids are very resilient. They'll bounce back pretty quick. If you shout at them, they'll be hurt for that moment, but they will ultimately bounce back from it as long as you meet the anger with some love, so they know, like, oh, this isn't just today. This is, you got a little sun flare going behind you.
Well, I also realized that the camera has not been recording.
What?
It's been like, well, it was, but it's like turning off on its own, which I have no idea why it's doing that.
So believe it or not, on the last episode of Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Tracks, Jeff Spain thought he would try to delete some files, and as a result, destroyed most of the software that's utilized to update and control the technology that we use today. So now
that didn't even make sense. That did not even make sense. But
it's
yeah,
me rambling.
No. I definitely screwed up some shit. Yeah. You know, that's the thing.
Thank you for your honesty.
I mean, all I do is like I try to get everything recorded at the same time, and then I put it all together in Premiere Pro, and then it's like, and then from there it's just, you know. And I'm not a professional. I never took a class. This is all me being self-taught. So
that's good.
Yeah, you know, that's a little humble brag, but
it is.
It's all good.
Humble bragging.
It's all good. I do things. You know, I can be a master of many things.
Oh, okay. That's great. We all know you're very good at jiu-jitsu.
But not very good at like I don't know,
life stuff,
you know, like changing the oil in your car,
or changing a light bulb,
for that matter.
It's okay, Jeff.
Plugging stuff in. The concrete things that really make a person a person.
Yeah. If it wasn't for jiu-jitsu, your voice would definitely be much higher pitched.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of throat chokes have made your voice a lot more raspy and deep.
Is that what it did?
Yes. That's what I'm telling people.
Yeah. No, it's good.
It's good.
All right. So I think we're recording now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to another amazing episode of Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Tracks, where we have to introduce ourselves 6 times because everything stops recording.
It's a space issue. It's a tech issue. It's also a user issue.
Mm-hmm. ID10T errors are awful.
What is that?
ID10T?
IDDNT.
No, ID10T.
ID10T.
Yeah, you have to write it down.
Okay.
If you haven't, write it down.
Write it down.
ID10T. 10T. ID10.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There you go.
I see what you're saying. I was mentally writing it. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. ID10T.
Okay. What are we talking about here?
Purple belt promotions.
No.
We already did that?
Yeah.
Seminar.
Yeah. No.
Hey, I will say, though, Jeremy is awesome at trying to make you comfortable in those kind of situations. I don't pretend to think that he didn't know I was nervous. Like, he hadn't seen me a whole lot, but I'm sure he could tell I was nervous.
Well, he could definitely tell your teaching chops stand out. And that's from just being, like, with me so consistently over the past couple years. Yeah. And it's like you being pushed into teaching a lot.
Yeah.
And it's true. You get better at it with practice. Like, it's one thing to be good at jiu-jitsu, but to be able to teach jiu-jitsu is a whole nother skill set.
All right.
And so a lot of professors and a lot of jiu-jitsu athletes who are already black belts believe that once you become a black belt, you should not only be able to perform jiu-jitsu in a certain capacity, but be able to teach it to anybody. So, and you got a head start on that. I didn't start teaching till I was a purple belt, but you've been teaching pretty much throughout your whole blue belt.
Yeah.
Helping me out early on, as an instructor, So in a lot of ways, I feel like the crew that's come up here, we've all kind of cut our teeth at the same time, because, even though I was a purple belt when I got started, you guys were white belts. You see how just in the course of a few years, you guys are right up there now with me. You
I
learn.
wouldn't say.
Yeah, but you've learned the language.
Yeah,
like, how to
definitely.
play, and you know how to, and Mike's the same way. Mike's actually had a lot of teaching opportunities, and Alex is getting there too. So it's good, man. I'm excited about the future of our team. What's up, guys? Did you know that you could donate to the show now? That's right. You can help support Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Tracks by visiting anchor.fm/JJTT. That's JJT. There you can donate as little as 99 cents a month, basically the price of a cup of coffee. One small cup of coffee a month to help support this show. Again, that's anchor.fm/JJTT. Guys, we really appreciate you guys who listen and comment and clicking the likes. And now you can visit anchor.fm/JJTT. Falling apart here at the end and donate today. Thanks. All right, that's good enough.